deep in the far reaches of space, orbiting the distant star Antares and nestled neatly within its gravity well, a large space station operated. This massive station, too large for the system it resided in, was unique in design. Rather than having traditional external docking ports, it was covered in bays where ships could pull in and out. These bays were enclosed with integrity fields to maintain the station's atmosphere and protect against dust and other hyperspace particles. Dar was piloting his trade vessel through the system when his reactor began throwing fault codes. The service reactor soon, light illuminated on his heads-up display, indicating a critical issue. Frustrated at the impending delay and the potential loss of his fast delivery bonus, Dar activated his comms and sent a wide-beam broadcast requesting ship repair assistance. Dar here, requesting ship repair and transit with cargo. Need immediate assistance. A cheerful voice responded almost immediately. Hi there, this is Elise with the Terran Dominion ship repair facility in Antares. We'd be happy to assist with your repair needs. We are located in the Antar system, about 30,000 miles from Antares itself, right across from the planet Sun 2. You can't miss us. We're moon-sized and well-lit. If you need a recovery vehicle to bring you in, please hail again. Otherwise, when you get close, a flight controller will guide you to an appropriately sized service bay and a service advisor will help you. Dar paused, bewildered by the efficiency and politeness of the voice. He had never met a Terran before, but had heard many terrifying stories about them. Yet, this person sounded genuine in her desire to help. Hey there, did you lose comms? We have your transponder beacon and can send out a recovery vehicle if you're having trouble. Beep twice on your emergency transponder beacon for recovery, Elise continued. Gathering himself, Dar responded, No, that will not be necessary. Just gathering identification and transport logs. Heading towards your facility now. Great. See you soon. Elise replied cheerfully. Dar oriented his ship towards the location Elise had mentioned and engaged his thrusters. Shortly after, the service reactor light began to flash again, and the reactor initiated an emergency shutdown procedure. Quickly, Dar fired up his backup reactor to continue his approach towards the repair facility. With his main reactor operating at only 25% power, Dar set his ship to a low speed and headed towards the repair facility. As he got closer to the coordinates provided by Elise, his forward screen grew increasingly bright. He began to worry they had navigated him into the star of Antares itself. However, once the ocular flare on his screen shifted, Dar could see clearly. Before him was a massive spherical station, surrounded by hundreds of ships parked in graveyards, and a constant stream of ships moving in and out of bays. The station was indeed very well lit. Dar toggled his radio. This is Darer of the trade vessel Disregard Fem. Acquire credit sticks from the Republic of Gabrin, requesting a repair bay as promised by Elise. Hey there, Darer. Glad you made it. We were starting to wonder if you were still coming. Getting you over to the traffic controller now, replied a different, more robotic-sounding voice. Tower Captain Darer, rotate up to the 4th level of the station. Bay C-63 is open for you. Guide beacons are uploaded to your HUD. Confirmed. Coordinates received, Dar responded, thinking to himself that this human was not as friendly as Elise. Darer lined up his ship and pulled into the bay, watching as the integrity field slowly enveloped it. Once fully inside, he engaged his repulsor thrusters to move the ship downward and activated the maglocks to secure it. A bit off-center, but it would do. A ping for a video call appeared on his view screen. Dar toggled it, and what he assumed was a Terran appeared on the screen. The figure had a large head with a square jaw, fur neatly parted on top, and a large growth of fur under the jaw. They wore spectacles, possibly for inspecting ships. Hey there, Darer. My name is Andy, and I'll be your service advisor. Before you disembark, just a quick check. Our atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 15% oxygen, and a few other gases. Gravity is set to 1G, Terran Dominion standard. Can your species handle that? Darer replied, It is pronounced Darer, and yes, that atmosphere and gravity setting are well within my tolerances. Got it, Darer. Hop on out and we can talk about what brings you in, Andy responded. Darer left the bridge and moved to the ground-level access elevator. As it descended normally, It suddenly slammed down near the bay floor, almost knocking him over. He managed to catch himself on a support strut. Andy chuckled. Whoa there, Darer. No need to rush. We got time. We can fix your ground elevator too. No worries. So, tell me what brings you in today. It's Darer. Anyway, my service reactor light came on, started flashing, and went into emergency shutdown. I limped here on my backup reactor, Darer explained. Gotcha. Okay, we'll diagnose the issue with the reactor, do a basic hull integrity multi-point inspection, check your drive plume, and do a free repulsor alignment check to start with, Andy said. I only need the reactor looked at. I have cargo to deliver on a schedule, Darer insisted. Sure. We get lots of trader vessels. I get it. I'll get one of my mechanics to look at it right away. Why don't you head to the cafe and get some free food? We have food for all species here. There's also a VR and 2D theater and an arcade if you get bored. Just keep your comm slate on with the volume up so you don't miss my call. I need you to sign here and authorize, Andy replied, handing Darer a digital slate. Dar was initially shocked by the diagnosis fee of 1,000 credits for his ship. Despite being impressed by the free food and entertainment offered at the space station, he was taken aback by the high cost just to have his ship looked at, not even repaired. Considering he was only being paid 15,000 credits for his cargo, and with fuel costs running at 6,000 credits, he was concerned that he might lose all his profit on the repairs. Feeling stuck, he acknowledged his lack of options and was advised to grab some food while he waited for further news. Following the green line on the floor indicating the direction to the cafe, Dar walked several kanars, a unit of distance, before arriving at the cafe. He was amazed by the variety of food available, with different stalls lining the walls, each featuring signs in multiple languages and indicating species compatibility. Notably, everything was edible for Terrans, suggesting a highly inclusive menu. Dar wandered through the expansive cafe until he found 3 stalls that catered to Canaverans. Approaching one, he was greeted by an AI at Taco Bell Galactic, who confirmed that everything on the menu was suitable for Canaverans. He ordered a Galactic Crunchwrap Supreme and a hard Galactic taco, received a cup for his drink with instructions on safe hydration options, and collected his food. As he sat down to eat, his comm slate rang. Annoyed at the interruption, he answered to find it was Andy from the repair shop with updates on his ship. Andy explained the extensive issues. A severe coolant leak caused by an overheated primary reactor, a clogged radiator, structural integrity problems in the cargo hold from hyperspace particles, misaligned landing repulsors, and a non-functioning power steering strut. The good news was that the reactor case hadn't cracked, and it wasn't overheated to a critical extent. Andy outlined the necessary repairs: fixing the coolant leak, replacing the radiator, backfeeding and bleeding the system, patching the hull with new plate steel, replacing the repulsor strut, aligning the ship, calibrating the thrusters, and fixing the drive plume to ensure a cleaner burn and more efficient thrust, which would save fuel. Dar was worried about the cost and time for these repairs, especially since he lost 500 credits for every day his cargo delivery was late. His ship had only undergone self-repairs for many cycles, so this was a significant concern. Andy suggested a solution: applying for a Terran Dominion repair credit card, which offered a line of credit with an initial 0% interest rate for 6 months. Though the interest rate afterward was high, Andy warned Dar about the relentless nature of Terran creditors if he defaulted. Realizing he had no other choice and hoping to save on fuel costs in the future, Dar applied for the credit card through his comm slate. He was instantly approved for 150,000 credits, far more than he needed. Relieved, Dar felt better about covering the repair costs and getting his ship back on track. 28,000 Dar looked back down at his galactic taco and took a bite. He crunched through the crispy shell to the crisp lettuce, juicy tomato, and mild cheese, then swirled his tongue around to taste the well-seasoned meat. He had never in his life tasted something so flavorful and full of depth. His standard sustenance was a paste in a synthetic tube. This taco was absolutely incredible. He had to try more of the station's Canavan-approved foods. He had to tell his fellow Canav about this. He made a note in his comm slate to inform all his mates about this station, the food, and the Terran he met, emphasizing that they aren't terrifying. Meanwhile, Andy and Doug were discussing a ship repair. Is he fixing it? I assume he has got a full load of cargo like they always do. The courier ships are always so beat to hell. I saw the drive plumb from my bay. I'm surprised it ran at all, Doug commented. Dude, that was his backup reactor. His main one was even dirtier. I bet he spends close to 6K in credits every time he makes a run. When Manny is done fixing it, this ship is going to run better than when this dude bought it. They always buy those ships used out of some lot, and they are just spit-shined hunks of crap. Yeah, but this guy seems genuine. We don't see a lot of Nova out this way, and he seems to be more real. I took a few credits off because I like the dude. I'm going to call him and tell him his repairs are almost done, and he can head back this way. Dar was engaged in an intense VR first-person shooter when he felt his comm slate buzz in reality. He paused the game, took off the helmet, and let his eyes adjust to the ambient light for a moment before answering the hail. This is Dare, speak. Hey there, Doker. Your ship repairs are almost done. If you want to head down to the shop, I will head down there when I'm finished with my engagement with this augmented realism machine. Dar responded and hung up. Andy remarked, Doker, or whatever, just hung up on me. He's playing VR and probably loving it. He isn't going to want to leave. Charge him a storage fee per day, plus his lost cargo revenue. That should motivate him to get out of here. Yeah, but you've never seen a new species hit VR, have you? They get totally lost in it. I'll call him again right now. When Andy called again, Dar answered impatiently, What is so important? Just so you know, every hour you don't get your ship after repair incurs a storage charge of 250 credits. That is robbery of the highest order. I did not agree to this. You absolutely did. It's in the fine print on the repair order. I assumed you read it given how long you looked at it for. I will be at your station immediately. No additional charges are to be added. Andy put the phone on mute and whispered to Doug, Dude, he's on his way right now. Lost his crap on the storage fee. Why? It's on the repair order. I don't know, but he'll be down here immediately, Andy replied, taking the phone off mute. All right, Door. No additional charges. Just get here pronto. I am already on my way. Dar hung up, prompting Andy to remark, This dude loves hanging up on me. Ha ha ha. As Doker arrived at the service shop, Andy met him at the cashier window and went over the invoice of all the repairs to Doker's satisfaction. There were no additional charges, so he paid with his new credit card and followed Andy towards his ship. Andy, I took the liberty of giving it a good deionized wash to clean off all the space dust and other stuff. Had one of my detailers go at it with a buffer, and we power washed your drive nozzles for a more efficient burn, Andy said. Doker was stunned. I can't believe how much my ship shines. It looks better than when I bought it. This will be the nicest looking ship in my town when I go home. Andy, is this standard procedure for your service station? No, dude. Just wanted to help you out a little. You spent a ton with me, so I wanted to show my appreciation. It's nothing big, just a little shine and clean up. You deceive me. This is a very big thing. I will see to it that every canaver in my town knows your name and the location of the station for service needs. They will ask after they see my ship. Perhaps I can even attract a mate with it. I appreciate the referrals. There's a bird dog in it for you if you come through. My translator does not understand the phrase bird dog. Why would I want an extra-large flying house pet with huge teeth? Oh, my bad, dude. A bird dog is an old Terran term for a referral bonus. Ah, I see. Every canav in my town will know your name, Andy. Here is a detailed and expanded version of your text. You send my way, and I will put 1,000 credits on your account here for future use. That is very generous of you, said Doer. Happy to help. See you next time. Doker got onto the elevator and pushed the button to go up. The elevator moved smoothly and quietly, which was unusual since it typically whined during every part of its operation. Doker had mentioned needing to fix it, but didn't recall being charged for it. He pulled out the parchment-based invoice, which seemed quite archaic, and began reading it in Terran Dominion Standard. Doker scoured the invoice 3 times and found no charge for the elevator repairs, the cleaning of the hull, or the power washing of the thrust nozzles. Every other repair he had done before always had hidden fees. He stared at the document, lost in thought. The ship beeped, indicating it was ready to leave the bay, snapping him back to attention. He disengaged the maglocks and turned on the landing repulsors to low, causing the ship to slowly float upwards. Unlike before, Doker didn't need to correct or compensate for a drift to the right. The ship hovered perfectly straight. He engaged the forward repulsors to back out of the service bay, watching the integrity field pass by his ship. When the nose of the ship pulled free, the shield snapped back into place, wobbling with visible ripples before settling and becoming transparent. Doker engaged the left side repulsor to orient the ship away from the station, and then engaged the troller speed thruster, which emitted a faint hum. The ship still had 6 hours to reach the planet assigned for the cargo drop. Doker punched the coordinates into the mapping computer and engaged the primary reactor. Starting at 25% thrust, he was thrust back into his seat so hard that his hands came off the controls. Warning lights flashed on the HUD, indicating he needed to regain hand control or the ship would shut down under Captain Down protocols. Mustering his strength, Doker got his hands back on the controls and corrected the ship's course. He was flying twice as fast at 25% thrust as he could before at 100%. Checking his fuel burn computer, he saw that he would reach the target planet in 2 hours and 45 minutes, using only 9% of his fuel. This was remarkably faster and more efficient than before. He began calculating in his head. He could complete up to 20 more runs per week. With this efficiency, he could get his family out of debt and afford their own domicile. He needed to finish this run and share the good news with his family and fellow Cunin captains. They needed to get their ships tuned up by Andy at the Turan Dominion Ship Repair, TDSR, facility on Terres. An incoming hail appeared on his viewing screen, audio only. Doker toggled it to receive. Hi there, Doker. This is Elise from the TDSR on Terres. I'm calling you with a customer satisfaction survey about the services you had done at our facility. Would you like to participate? Yes, replied Doker. Great. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how would you rate our services? 10. Great. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how would you rate your service advisor? 10. Excellent. Last question. On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, how would you rate our facility and our amenities, such as the service center, cafe, and arcade? 10. That's so great to hear. Any additional comments or feedback? I have purchased an additional 100 of your Galactic tacos to share with my townsfolk. They need to be aware of your ability to flavor things that are safe for Cunin people to eat. Thanks for the comments. Have a great day. 2 weeks later, Andy was talking to Doug. Hey, do you remember that caravan ship that came in, that clapped out hunk we helped out? We were kind of surprised it didn't blow up. Yeah, kind of, replied Doug. Dude gave me a perfect survey. Hello, customer satisfaction bonus this month. He also apparently loves Galactic tacos. See, I told you I liked him for a reason. He speaks to me. He is going to end up your size if he eats as many tacos as you do. Hey, rude, but you're not wrong. I do love tacos. I think I'll have those for lunch today. You had tacos yesterday, Doug pointed out. No, I had burritos. They are different. I'm having tacos today, and I hope Doker is too.